Hello everyone, hello! Cesare here with more Final Fantasy XIV. We are currently dealing with a storm outside. It's not a big storm right now, it's just enough to make it dark, despite it being 1 p.m., well, 1:16. We're currently in Radz-at-Han, or Thabnare, to be specific. I haven't done any of these quests yet. I was going to over the last few days, but I got busy. Still, we're here. Minion roulette. Wind up Talum. Okay. We got some decent music. We got Chocobo and Chad. How you guys doing? Alright, let's talk to Thancred and move on. We just finished off the Tower of Zot. If you guys were paying attention, the Tower of Zot used to be on that island over there. It is completely gone now. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Radz-at-Han for treatment. Alice and Nishtula will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment, with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. You may now enter the Tower of Zot with a team of trust. Had enough rest, have you? You never know, you never were one for being idle. Right. Varshan bid us come to the Megaduda at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Ah, wait. On second thought, you and the Stydian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Grahab in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me, then. The guardsmen at the gate should wave us through. Got any plans for this weekend? I don't really have... Oh, wait, no, I do have plans this weekend. My brother and I are supposed to go see a movie. I think we're going to see Borderlands, even though it's certain to be terrible. I still want to see it just to see how terrible. It's one of those things, like, you're watching a car crash happen live, like, in person. Yeah, you gotta look at it. And I gotta see what they're gonna do with it. And then Sunday I'm supposed to fill in for my coworker. So that's cool. I got a few more extra dollars for that. And then on... I just gotta make sure that he's aware that I can't fill in longer than his shifts, because I got stuff to do 8:30 onwards. We got raid, and we're gonna be working on a new boss, and I'm a little excited and a little worried because I checked out the last fight of this tier, and holy crap. It's definitely a fight that Tiamat's gonna hate. But for now, we are here in the Radiant Garden, we are here in the lands of Thabnare, having just dealt with the Tower of Zot. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry station at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. Alright, here's the new. Though I have been to Radz-at-Han before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we'd best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. Lead the way, and don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Look, they're doing it again. They love it. So he wasn't kidding when he said that this place is a veritable maze, but at the same time, there's so many, Oh, get out of here. Music's a lot slower here than it is normally. Mr. Smiro, I presume. I understand you're here for an audience with the Satrap. If you require directions to Megaduda, I'll be glad to provide. The Satrap's residence is situated in Dama, the highest part of Radz-at-Han. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to this state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetheryte disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternate path. First, ascend the steps next to this fountain, then continue left. There will be more steps, and upon ascending them, you will emerge on Paxa's path. Proceed through the large doors on the right and you will arrive in Rubidae Fibers. Within you will find another sentry who will guide you further. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. You can't stand Trails of fans? I haven't played any of the Trails of games yet. They're on my list, and maybe one day. But I gotta go find out what he's gonna say. But I actually don't know much about their community either. Oh yes, I know about this portal. It heads to a nearby isle. The treasure vault of one Radz-at-Han's families. They took the god of luck for their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of their vaults for aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck, or so they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you gain access to the vault. Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. It is a troublesome experience, as I can personally attest. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know much about Trails of fans or the Trails of games really. I know that the games themselves are very good. At least, you know, they're pretty highly recommended. Watchful Radiant. Heading to Megaduda, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you send the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Rubidae Fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. Thavnarian weave. Hard to imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Emmerich would be partial to the gold thread, and the blue, of course. He loves his blue. I've never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry, and if that isn't enough, I can always obtain something locally. I wonder. I can get it up here. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm gonna go hit up the Aetheryte Shard while I'm here, then. This is a very pretty city. I like the city, but honestly, I don't really go to anywhere other than the Aetheryte Plaza, the Alchemist area, and the Tombstone area. You don't pay attention to them when streamers you watch play them? You're just there for the channel points? If you're here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduda. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps and then continue straight ahead and across the bridge. Can't miss it. Hey, look, some more hamsters. Look at these guys, they're so happy. Oh, I remember passing by here with Varsha. The situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to hamster myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. It's squawking at us. This hamster is like, don't eat me. It would rather not be lunch. $85. What do I get at 86? Ooh, we're gonna get Crimson Cyclone and Crimson Strike, Mountain Buster, and Slipstream. Exciting stuff. Mega Duda Attendant. Greetings and welcome to Mega Duda. May I inquire after your business? We are the members of this. We are the members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course. We have been expecting you. I will show you to the audience chamber. If you would be, please follow me.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radz-at-Han.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radz-at-Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
'Tis of no moment, a mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
albeit brief. My involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydralin to whom we must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydralin endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralin does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, A moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Be good, somewhere, and I have crossed paths, yes. I've not spoken with your father in some time.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydralin, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval. "'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, weal enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus, do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Alright, there we go. It was quite the cutscene, but this man basically told us we're the Goku of our world, where we keep attracting all this bad shit, and everyone gets swept up in our wake, which is not actually true. We don't attract it, but everybody does get swept up in our wake. So, what were you and Breacher talking about? Nothing? Very well, if you say so. The others have gone on ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. The Color of Joy. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the Mulberry Orchard. You know, I walked down here, but I don't think I actually, attuned to the aetheryte down there. Well, let's go do that. Guys, join Chocobo for a boss fight. I'll join you, Chocobo. I gotta remember to actually go and get, So tonight we're gonna be watching, some DBZ movies for anime night, guys. I may have gotten the aetheryte, actually. Maybe I can tell if I'm attuned to it from just... No, okay. I wish they would add that in. I also didn't attend to the one, attune to the one up at the Megaduda, I don't think. Yeah, okay, I didn't attune to this one. That's what I thought. I was in this area and I didn't attend to them. Like, what the heck? Alright, and there's one over there by the Megaduda we gotta get, so sorry we gotta run up there. I'm just waking up. That's all. Man, I am excited. I actually finished off and got all the trophies in FF12 this past week. That was a rough one. I think the hardest trophy overall was probably the concurrence one. I got luminescence like fucking 16 times or something. It was crazy. Luminescence being the second best concurrence you can get. And those that don't know FF12, concurrences are, you get these things called mischarges. You get level 1, 2, and 3, and you have to get 4 of each level in one usage of the mischarges. It's rough. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. Mulberries! Alright. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Radz-at-Han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where this door takes us. Alright, you guys see where that door takes you? I'm gonna go this way. Because, once again, there's another aetheryte down the path over here. And I think I might be able to just jump off. No, I can't do that. Oh, maybe. Oops, I'm on my camera. Doing that. This aetheryte being so far out of the way is kind of annoying, but it does serve its purpose for something later in the game. I say later in the game, but it could be current in the game depending on when you're doing it. Later in the game from now. Oh man. So, Chocobo, how is Final Fantasy IX going? Have you made progress recently? I wonder if I can jump off here. We can. Excellent. That worked well. Oh, we battled McFrosticles, and we won. Well, Chocobo won this time. Okay, so we're gonna grab this one, then we'll make our way back down to the Twins, where we'll take our first break. Wearing. This is the ether right here. Actually, a lot of people hanging out here. Oh, it's disabled. Okay. Alright guys, let's take a break. We'll come back and play some more FF14 in just a moment.